I think that this might be the most out of my comfort zone dish that I've ever cooked on this channel. Hi, I'm Beryl, and this is the second mushroom episode. In the first episode, we learned about dishes from Austria, Haiti, and Indonesia, and that video is linked below. Whoa! And today, we will be trying mushroom dishes from Taiwan, Slovakia, and Hong Kong. So let's go.
Ahoy, my name is Katarina. I was born in Slovakia, but now I live in Georgia, USA. The recipe I would like to share today is Kyslá Hubová Polievka, or sour mushroom soup. It is both creamy and tangy, cozy and fresh. The mushrooms for this dish are traditionally foraged from the forests of Slovakia. As children, we start to go mushroom foraging with our parents or grandparents, which is how we learn which mushrooms are edible. This dish is unique because it uses whatever mushrooms you were able to forage that day. Some of the mushrooms that can be foraged in Slovakia are porcini, centrales, or black trumpets. Some good alternatives are oyster mushrooms or baby bells. Something like this little guy right here. While we have plenty of ingredients very specific to Slovakia, this recipe is a great introduction to Slovakian cooking because all the ingredients are easy to find and even the mushrooms can be mixed and matched with your favorites or whatever is available to you. I love this dish because it starts out as a family activity and then brings together all the flavors Slovakians love in a cozy, flavorful bowl. While this dish can be a bit eccentric compared to many of our other foods, it is a warm welcome into our little family. Dobrú chuť.
Ooh. Okay, we're starting with what I feel like is a Slovakian version of cream of mushroom soup. And this is so hot. I don't know. I have nothing to put it on. No, it's too hot. Okay, putting it on a plate. This is so much better than cream of mushroom soup. I thought that this might be a little bit bland because there wasn't a ton of seasoning that went into it, but it's actually really not. And the creaminess is not so creamy that you feel like you're having like a cream soup. And not that I'm talking smack about a cream soup. I just mean like sometimes they're just too creamy. The instructions were kind of hard because it was like make a roux, but I did not know what that meant. It was like I had to then find another recipe to even be able to start the recipe. You can definitely get a sense of this idea of like going out and foraging mushrooms and then coming back and making the soup with it. Fun fact, when I lived in Colorado, I was in the mushroom foraging club. It was mostly because there was a boy in the club that I thought was cute. But I did learn how to forage non-poisonous mushrooms, so it was a win-win, ultimately.
Hello, I'm Heather.
And I'm Leon, and we both live in Luxembourg. Now, if you don't know what Luxembourg is, it's a very, very, very small country in the middle of Europe.
But we originally are from America, and Leon's parents emigrated to America from Taiwan. And
That's
so
right.
we are going to talk about a Taiwanese dish.
And that dish is a dish that we really love. It's called San Bei Ji,
which means 3-cup mushrooms. And that is a typical style of cooking in Taiwan, where you have equal portions of sesame oil, soy sauce, and rice wine to cook an ingredient. Probably the most famous is actually a 3-cup chicken, but this mushroom version is particularly great, especially if you're vegetarian, which one of our daughters is vegetarian.
What we really like about this dish is the contrasting colors that you see in it.
In the dish, you have whole cloves of garlic, which are treated as a vegetable in themselves, plus a little chili for spice, and finally, something I find very typical in Taiwanese cooking, which is Thai basil. The type of mushrooms we usually use are a type of mushroom called king oyster mushroom or arengi. These are a lot larger than a typical cultivated mushroom, and they hold up to the cooking much better.
So if you've never had Taiwanese food, this is a fantastic dish to introduce you to Taiwanese cuisine. It's really easy to make and very good tasting and good looking to boot.
3-cup mushroom from Heather and Leon, who, by the way, are amazing musicians, and Heather sent me some of their music, which you can listen to as well. So talented! You guys are all so amazing. Okay, this was incredibly simple to make, and it smells like it's going to be incredibly delicious. Whoa, yep. Whoa. Ooh. Spicy! That was my fault. I put in really spicy peppers. I wish that I had made rice with this because that would have been the best. I ate all of my leftover rice and then I just felt too lazy to make more rice. King oyster mushrooms, I feel like I don't buy them that often because they're not available at my grocery store next door. It's interesting how there are two kinds, like that really, really big one that looked a little, and the smaller ones. I guess it's the same mushroom, just when you leave them to grow. Wow. It's so umami rich. It feels like all of the flavor is just inside the mushroom, so every time you take a bite, you just get like tons of this salty, savory yumminess. I have a personal vendetta against Thai basil. Not that I don't like it, but I had a home garden once and the Thai basil took over and killed everything else and then spread, and I had so much Thai basil, I just didn't even know what to do with it, and I was trying to give it away and people were like, what do we do with Thai basil? And I was like, I'm not exactly sure. You can put it in this. I like the idea that garlic was a vegetable in this. Also, eating the full slices of ginger is so enjoyable in this sauce. Oh, here's a garlic clove. Yes. Oh my goodness. It is so soft. It's like, you know when you put I just got too excited. You know when you put garlic in the oven and it becomes super soft and super spreadable? That's what it's like in here. Wait, I want another one. Wow. I've never thought about garlic as a vegetable before. I've always thought about it as something that you mince up and fry before the onions. It's cool. This recipe is extraordinarily simple to make. I like that you can do this with different types of meat as well, but if you wanted to do mushrooms, you could, and man, it slaps. I wish I hadn't said that. It's very good though.
Hi everyone, my name is Steven and I live in York, Pennsylvania. I grew up in a Hong Kong Cantonese household, and one of the dishes I had is called Shyoot Tong Sui. This dish translates to snow fungus soup. Now you might think this is savory with the word soup at the end, but in Cantonese cuisine, Tong Sui is a category of desserts had after a meal. In my family, we usually have them after dinner, and with this particular dish, we have it with papaya, some rock sugar, lotus seeds, and also some lily bulbs along with the snow fungus. This dish is very popular in many Chinese households, not only because it's delicious, but also in the Chinese traditional medicine world, we believe that it helps rebalance our body's energies when it goes off sync. The snow fungus is very unique, where not only is it found in many parts of the world, but it doesn't have a flavor, where it is one of the reasons why I think it works well in a dessert dish. And it is actually also prized for its gelatinous texture, not only for its medicinal purposes in Chinese medicinal use. For me, it makes me feel very connected with my Chinese heritage. Where I live, I don't have any Cantonese restaurants near me, so I have to cook all of the dishes that I love until I see my family again. I hope you guys try this dish and also enjoy it as much as I do. In Cantonese, when a dish is very delicious, we say "hou sit," meaning it's really good.
I think that this might be the most out of my comfort zone dish that I've ever cooked on this channel. The only thing from this bowl of soup that I've ever had before is the papaya. And to be honest, I think I've maybe even only had papaya like twice in my life. So I'm about to try something that I've never tried before. Let's just get some of this mushroom. It's got kind of like a floury, gelatinous vibe. It's not as gelatinous as I thought. It's like a little bit crunchy. And I don't feel like it has a ton of flavor. The broth has a lot of flavor. I used yellow rock sugar, and there's definitely a flavor there. Okay, I also really want to find part of the lily bulb, because that was also super interesting to me. It doesn't taste like much, but it's cool. I think at first blush, this soup might be something that makes a lot of people nervous because it's full of ingredients that you're probably not familiar with, like me. And, the main ingredient is something called snow fungus, which I feel like there could be a better word for it. But at least my version of it tastes quite nice. It's got it's sweet, but it's not so sweet. So for somebody like me who doesn't love dessert, there's kind of a mild sweetness to it. I've never thought of a mushroom as a dessert dish. Not in a million years. And so I'm trying to recalibrate my own brain. Oh, you know what there's also in here? There's that wolfberry. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Maybe, I don't know if there's a seed in it. Oh, yeah. It kind of tastes like a date. So while I was shopping, I picked this up because I know a lot of you probably won't have access, and if this was something you wanted to try, these are individually wrapped. Hold on. These are individually wrapped and compressed snow fungus mushrooms. And so for the people in my Patreon, I am going to send some of these out with a couple of other things this month as like a thank you. And this is a way that if you are interested in trying something that you've seen from the video, you can. And it's gonna be the snow fungus. This was incredible. Thank you so much. And I will see you all in my next video.